Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tammy White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to our online class where today we're going to be playing with the October paper pumpkin. This is going to be like another bonus 2-in-1 special class, mega class we'll call it. Normally I do 2 videos each month with this awesome kit. It's new, it's different every month. We don't know what's going to come in it, and it's always a fun surprise. And I'll always do a reveal, and then I usually do a second video with alternate projects. But today we are going to be creating these awesome projects. And somewhere I have sound on, so I'm just cutting that really quickly. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry if you got a little echo for a second. And I'm going to show you how to make this. Ooh, right? How beautiful is this? We're going to show you how to make this ornament out of this paper pumpkin kit. But even if you don't have this paper pumpkin kit, you'll be able to make it with some. I have substitutions listed on my blog, and you can get to the resource page for my blog by clicking on the link in this video's description. So welcome everybody. We are live right now on both YouTube and Facebook. And if you are watching the replay, welcome as well. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the fun. So I'm going to show you the kit. It came in this really cute little box, and it's Joy to the World, and it was all about spreading the joy all over the world. It made 8 cards, 4 of each of 2 designs. So we'll make these 2 first so you can see how to make them. And then I'll show you how to turn this into this. Love it, right? All right, let's jump right into what that paper pumpkin is all about and how to make these cards. So here are the kit contents. So this is what came in the kit, and I have to give a little disclosure here because I already opened it. I already played with it. I've already used it. In fact, I'm about to crack open a second box. That's how much I love it. So much fun with this one. But I do, if you're new to paper pumpkin or you didn't get this one, I want to show you what comes in it. It's such a great deal, and this is a great way to start if you're new to crafting. These kits are a great way. There's subscription. You can subscribe at stampwithtami.com, and you can also go right onto click right on the resource page, and I have the details there as well. And you can see my gallery of videos back years of every paper pumpkin we've ever gotten in the past, I think 3 years at least. I've done videos for at least, if not more than that, I have back. Anyways, jumping ahead, when you get your kit, you're going to get these instructions. You're not going to need them. You can just toss it because I'm going to show you how to make it here. And I'm also going to show you bonus tips on what not to do because it's inevitable I'm going to make some mistakes. On the back, it's going to tell us what's included, and it also gives us some alternate suggestions. So I'm going to do an alternate today too, but it's not the only thing that you can do with this kit. So that's kind of cool. There's lots of different things that you can do. And they also put this insert in here, which was really fun. And it talks about the different translations for peace, joy, and love, because our brass foil here comes with these punch outs, peace, joy, and love, and they are in 3 different languages to kind of like a spread the peace, joy, and love around the world. So that this tells you what each of the words are. That's kind of neat. I like that. So in addition to the punch outs here for the words, let's just look really quickly at what we're going to be playing with today. So there's always a stamp set, and this was the stamp set for Joy to the World. It's, like I said, a great way to accumulate if you're new to the craft or you have new craftings. This is a great way to build on your stamps, because there's always words and different images in here that you'll be able to use in the future. And in addition to that, you get an ink spot. Mine happens to be upside down. It's different colors every month. And this little guy is just jade this month. So that's it. This month is just jade. And we're going to be playing with a lot of greens, because red and green, traditionally Christmas holiday colors, right? They don't have to be red and green, but this particular one does have some really traditional coloring in it, which I know a lot of people like. Okay, so we have 8 card bases came in the kit, and they're foil. See that foil? Pretty. All right, so it's crumb cake, and we've got some brass foil on it. There's 2 different designs here, although they're very similar. One is landscape and one is for portrait. And the inside is white, so you can write on the inside. And then there's 8 matching envelopes. Cool envelopes, right? And that's got the peace, love, and joy in the different languages. In addition to all of that, we have got, and I'm just going to leave each of these out because we're going to make one of these. We're going to make one of each of the cards. We got the brass foil die cuts, just showed you those. And then we've got a bunch of printed die cuts here too. So there was a full sheet of labels here. As you can see, I really liked this. So I kind of have used almost all of them. And if you didn't get this kit, by the way, I'm going to do this quick shout out because they could already be gone. And I apologize if that's the case. But if you have not gotten this kit, I had, I think, 2 left. I posted, I think I had 4 yesterday. I posted and 2 of them went immediately. I have, I think, 2 left. Maybe they might be gone, but if you go to the resource page, you can get them there. If they're already gone, I have substitution ideas for the ornament. All right, so I'm going to pop out one of each of these 2 so we can use them on the card after. So these are the die cuts here. And then in addition to those, these are embossed panels for the cards here. All right, so there's 2 different sizes here, one for each card, and they've got the cable knit embossing pattern on it, which I don't know about you guys, but that's one of my favorite for the winter is that cable knit. It just reminds me of a cable knit sweater. And we've got some twine here. This is, I'm going to say cherry cobbler. Yep, cherry cobbler linen thread. So I had a lot of fun with this too. I've been using this on the ornament as well as the cards. In fact, I was kind of saving it to make more ornaments. So then we've got, they always give you adhesive. We've got glue dots, we've got dimensionals. I'm going to put them aside because I already have glue dots and dimensionals open. And so I'll just save these. They usually give you extra, so they're always good to have on hand. So you can see you have everything you need. All you need is a pair of scissors here to get started. I'm going to pop out one of these guys. And what word do we want to do? Love? Let's do love today because we can change up the words. They can be anything here. Okay. If you are getting your very first paper pumpkin kit, you will also get an acrylic block. I believe it's this size block. This is it D? Yeah, the D block. I believe it's the D block. With your very first one. So that way you can get started because the stamps just peel on and off. You can use the same block for all of them. All right. Let's make some cards first and then we'll jump into the rest. So just to recap really quickly, just so you guys can see probably a little bit better. These are all of the pieces here that I just showed you. I know you can't see them quite as good in the image there as showing them in person, but you can see the full packages of what I hadn't already used there, so that does help sometimes. Okay, so for the cards, and I don't know if I'm going to bother reading the instructions here. You know, sometimes I try to read them and I just go off-roading like partway through. Although they are very simple here. We've got 3 steps. They've got photos on here as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and just rock and roll with it. So I had a Just Jade ink pad already open. I kind of saved those spots. I like them because they're little. They're easy to travel with if I'm bringing things on the road. But also they work great with the Stamparatus, the stamp positioner tool. So let's go ahead and stamp our words first. I took one of each size of the labels that I have already punched out there. I'll just put the rest of this to the side for a sec. And let's bring in just a hair here. Okay. So first we're going to do Merry Christmas on one. And you know what? There's different things in there. And also if you have other stamps, you could use other stamps in there as well. Oh, I have smudged this. I haven't even started and I've smudged it. That's all right. You know, some simple ways to fix a smudge. If you do that is take a sponge and sponge around the edges. Then it looks like it's supposed to be that way. That's what I'm here for. The other one, let's see. This says to the world. So I feel like that goes with joy, even though I punched out love. I feel like there is... Should we do a different word for love? Or a different phrase? Let's see. Let's do sending. Let's do sending with love. I feel like that goes a little bit better. I already had that mounted, so we'll just stick it on the back. And our tags have 2 sides, so if you change your mind and want to do something else, boom, here you go. Carol's just such a rebel. Oh, true story. Always changing it up because, you know, I know a lot of you out there are the same way. You're always got to do something just a little different. In my case, it's not usually on purpose. So usually when I do something different, it's because I didn't read the instructions correctly. It happens. All right, so we've got our stamping done. I feel like I'm trying to read the instructions. Step 2 says, oh, you know what? There is one more thing that we need to stamp. And I didn't, did I punch? Yeah, I did punch it out. So the wreath comes like this. And I don't know. I actually kind of liked it the way it was. But if you want a little more oomph with it, they suggest taking the wreath image that came in the kit and stamping that over the top. There we go. And that gives it like a little pow on there, right? Cute. Super cute. Okay. So after we do that, we're going to, see, it says cut some of that. You know what? I'm not using the, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll use it just on one of them just to show you how to do it. I didn't want to, can you tell I'm hoarding this? I'm hoarding it because I want to use it for my ornaments. Okay. So it says take about 18 inches. And right, 18 inches. So there's a little ruler on here. That's what I'm using. They're 9 inches. So you want 2 of that for each of the cards. So you could also use gold if you have gold here. We're going to use gold on the next project too. That would look really nice if you're like me and you want to hoard it. But just for one of them. The other one ties a bow. I'm not going to put it on the other one, but you get the idea. Did you see what I just did? I just did it again. We either have a smudged sending or we have a or we have a to the world. Let's see if I have a joy so we don't have to do the smudged sending. I do. I've got a joy, so I feel like we need to do joy to the world because love to the world. Well, love to the world works, but joy to the world is better. And maybe you're not as messy as I am. Hopefully you're not as messy as I am. Okay, so next up we're going to just layer adhere the pieces. Okay, so go ahead and set those up. I apologize for blocking your view. Sometimes if I have to reach all the way across the table, I don't realize I'm right underneath the camera. Okay, so we've got one portrait, we've got one landscape. So with, let's see, these guys over here so I can use them as my little guides. So we've got the longer embossed panel for the portrait, the shorter one here. These go here and these go here. La, la, la. Okay. All right, so to start with, I'm going to go ahead and put this panel down with some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll do that on both of them. Get that down. Oh, don't forget the dot for the word joy. Oh, that's all right. There is a dot for the word joy. Thank you for bringing that up. Our joy is not going to be dotted today. We're just going to have her undotted. All right. So the Stampin' Dimensionals, again, they come in a pack. And we've got one. We're going to put this one a little bit to the left. This one we're going to put, I just put it right in the center of this one. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the joy to the world. Now this joy, there's glue dots that come in the kit, or if you have your own, you can use your own. I'm going to use mine. I have them on a roll here. And I feel like I'm on a roll, but I'm bump. Okay. I know that was corny, right? I couldn't help it. So we're going to stick that right to the wreath. And then we'll stick this on top with some Stampin' Dimensionals, covering up the smudge I just did. And that goes right over the top here. Now this one also, they have a little bow that they tied on the bottom of it with the twine. I'm not going to do that because I want to save the twine. I'm hoarding it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that one down. And that's how easy these are. They're so fun. They're so quick and easy to put together. There's a really, really cute one coming up too for November. So you need to subscribe to it by November 10th in order to get it. It's a gingerbread man. Did you guys see? I have a little video on my blog. You can get to it from the link in the resource page. But this is just a little sneak peek of what's coming, and it looks super, super cute. So you definitely want to, don't miss out. You want to subscribe to that. Go to stampwithtami.com or just click on the resource page, and I have all that information there. All right, so I'm going to take those glue dots and attach these two guys to the back of this. If you know what, I'm already breaking. So if you have Stamp and Seal, that works as well. And I'm cheating and just going ahead and taking that. So I'm going to take the flowers, kind of peek out behind this. Man, I'm smudging up a mess on Merry Christmas. I wish I had a sponge down here to sponge over that. I'm going to put a little bit more in that. You could just use glue dots as well. Now, I lined it up so it looked like it was one flower underneath when you put the two down there together. Okay. The world does need a lot of love right now. I totally agree with you, Tina. And I already forgot to put this underneath. It looks like this goes underneath the banner, but that's okay because we can put it underneath the whole entire thing. And it works just as well. Again, glue dots. We're using the kit. Look out, I am going rogue. Okay, now on the back of this one, I am going to do the twine just to show you how to do it. They kind of, they did a little swirly thingy here. I think that looks wicked cool on cards. I like it. So I just put adhesive on the back, glue dots if you have them, or seal, or liquid glue, whatever you got. And then just attach it and just kind of wrap it around here. Some people even wrap it around their hands first and then stick it down. Any of that looks great. So that it looks like this from the front. And then some dimensionals will stick that to our card base. And what's great about this is these cards now match the ornament that we're about to make. So you've got a matching set, matchy. So you can give it away as a present or keep it because it's going to look really, really cool on your tree. You could cut those flowers in half, Melissa. You absolutely could. There's a lot of actually little tips and things that you could do here. I just did it as they showed it, but yes, if you want to get more out of your kit, absolutely, you can cut those in half. Okay, so we're going to stick that on there, and then we have our two cards, and they have matching envelopes, and this one, I even did the bow on the bottom. I think they even wrapped it around, but I just put it on the bottom there. So the kit itself makes 8 of these, so 4 of each. Now we're going to turn that kit, what we just did, bam, into this. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But you know what? Part of it is just this foil is such a wow. It's from the red and green foil. This is actually, the foil is available in my online store. But doesn't it look like it's metal? It looks so, so cool. It's really awesome. And believe it or not, this is fairly easy to make. So let's go ahead and, what should we do first? The outside or the inside? La la la, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We can go either way with that, right? Let's do the outside first, and then we'll do the decorations on top. How's that sound? So first, I'll show you what we're using here. We are using red and green foil. Drum roll. Thanks. Red and green foil. This is available in the Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog this came out in. And you can get it at stampwithtami.com in the online store. And it's super fun. And these, I mean, they would look great in green too. They would. You could do so many things with these rosettes. Like, off the charts. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, honestly. I feel like, you know, once you see one, then your juices start flowing and you start, I know that's how I go. And then you start doing more. So for starters, you're going to want to cut one sheet in half. Or actually, did I do half? No. All right, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can cut this, and in fact, on my free PDF, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I do have a free PDF as with every class that you can download at the resource page. And I have the measurements for what I'm about to do here. So there's 2 different ways to do this, and I will just, I'm going to do one, and I'm going to tell you how to do the other. You can cut this down 12 inch by 3 inches. So this is a 12 by 6 right now, or you can just roll with the 12 by 6. So either way, If you do the 12" by 3 inches, you're going to score each one individually. If you do the 12 by 6 like this is, you're going to score the whole thing and then cut it in half after. Which, I don't know, it might be easier to do them individually. So, tell you what. Yeah, let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. Kind of my motto lately. I don't know about you guys, but everything is just roll with it. You know what? Everything just lately, it seems like the world has just gone mad. Just roll with whatever's going. All right, so we've got red foil here. I'm flipping it upside down because I do prefer to do it upside down. I've got the Simply Scored tool here. Or you could use the scoring blade on your trimmer. And we are going to score down at every ½ inch on the long side. It's kind of fun. I feel like I want to do a little dance while I'm scoring at each one. I promise I won't sing today. I know that sometimes is, you know, painful for you guys on your ears on the other side. Okay, so I jumped a little bit, but it's okay because you're not going to notice it. That's all. I should stop talking while I'm scoring, right? Just score, Tammy. Just score. There we go again. Stop talking. All right, but I can't stop talking because I want to tell you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so we've scored down every ½ inch, okay? Is that new paper hard to score? This is foil. It's a foil sheet. It's not hard to score, but I am going to show you something. Okay, so it's not hard to score, and then we want to go ahead and fold this up and reinforce our fold on here. Let me just move that out of your view. So I am going to show you one thing here that does happen, and I don't know if you guys can see it there as I'm folding, but because it's foil and it's a thick cardstock, when you bend it, sometimes on the folds it chips a little bit. Can you see that? So you might get a little bit of white in your project, which, I mean, it would be fine, but I mean, if you're making this for somebody and you want to give it to them, you probably don't want to see a little chip there, right? So what I did was I took the Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Blend marker, because this is the light one, and I thought it matched almost identically. One thing I love about all of our products, that everything matches, right? And I just took it, and anywhere I see any of that white, I just went over it with the marker, and it's like touch-up paint. And that's what we're going to call this, touch-up paint. And it touched it up any of those little white spots. So they were all gone. It's like magic eraser there. It magically erased any white spots that we have on there. And you could do the same with the green. I think maybe Just Jade might be a good match for that green. Okay, now through the magic of video, ta-da, I have one already scored and already ready to go. Now, because this one's 6 inches, I've got to cut this in half because we need 2 3" by 12 inches. And I actually think cutting it in half might be a little bit harder than just doing 2 separately, but I don't know. You guys can decide for yourself how you want to do that. So I'm gonna, no, maybe not. I'm gonna line that up with the 3 inches. I've already reinforced everything. I guess maybe you don't need to do that before you cut, but that's up to you. Maybe you want to do it before you cut because then you don't have to do it twice, right? Okay, so now that happened because it was scored, those little pieces here, but I don't think they're going to hurt anything. Okay, so now we've got 2 3" by 12 inches. They're all ready to go. Okay. Now, for the next step, you are going to want a very strong adhesive, and I have got at the ready you are going to want the hot glue gun. If you want to use the hot glue gun for this particular piece to attach these two together, you can. I found just the Seal Plus was perfect. You didn't need the hot glue gun on this part, but you will need it for the next part regardless. If you have the tear tape, that will work here too. Okay, so that just rolls right out. This is the Seal Plus, different from the regular seal I use on a regular basis, is super strong. So let's go ahead and let's So I want to make sure that they're folded right together, right? So that goes up. So I'm gonna fold these in so that there's a tiny little seam there, but it stays folded correctly. So I already have it folded. Totally up to you. Okay. It is super pretty paper. Seriously, you're going to become very addicted to this paper. I'm already thinking I'm making these ornaments like for all of the presents this year. They're all going to get these pretty rosettes on them. Maybe in multiple sizes and multiple colors. Okay. Okay, so now we're left with this. All right, so next up we are going to want the layering circle dies. And I took the second largest, and then I took the card base, and it did not matter which, really didn't matter which card base. Let's see, did I do that out of the second or the largest? Yes. So the second largest, I cut one of each size, and then out of the largest, I took some brass foil, because we have brass foil as well as the red and the green, and I cut 2 from the brass foil. Through the magic, I have that. These are the 2 brass foil cuts. Oh, I guess we are gonna cut the other one in a second. So we're gonna circle back to that one, to the cutting the card base. Okay. So now what we want to do is fold this so that it goes into our rosette. And actually, you know what is going to make it easy? I'm going to take that glue gun and I'm actually going to put some of that hot glue in my... There we go. Messy, messy, messy. All right. I'm going to put some of that hot glue it's all ready to go for us here. So that when this is ready to rock and roll, it is ready to rock and roll. It was an easy way to do this. It was right, flip it in. In my test subject, it worked just great, but of course when I'm on video, it never works right. Let's see if I can... So what's going to happen is as soon as this is ready to go, I'm going to plop it right down there on that. And I am using a silicone mat because if any of that glue oozes out, it's not going to stick to anything. Let's see if that does it. There we go. Okay. I knew if you just laid it flat, it just kind of roll on its own. Okay. So everybody's folded correctly. There we go. Everybody's behaving just like so. And then we're going to take it and boom, lay it right on there. And then, hold on, I just want to make sure we're straight in the middle here. And then just kind of hold it on there until that glue dries. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the second brass piece here. Get that good and coated. And this one I'm going to stick on top. So if the one on bottom wasn't exactly in the middle, you're okay. You're covered because this one is the one that's most important. And voila. Okay. So once we've got that part down and our rosette is in shape, pretty, right? It is so cool. It is just so, so cool. And again, if you've got little seams here showing, or little white pieces showing, just take that marker. I don't think I did them all on the one that I had already done. Just take that marker and just go ahead and touch any white pieces up with our little touch-up paint. All right, so next up we are going to take that die cut machine really quickly and cut a piece out. So it's the second largest here. There we go. All right. I've got this is the new Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So if you want to put a piece on the back over the back brass, you can. So you can cut a piece out of the front and the back. Today I'm just going to do the front. So I'm just going to cut the second largest circle out of here. And we're good. I got a little edging there, but that's okay. We can cover that up. We need to squeak a little bit more out of it. Totally fine. Okay, while we have this out, I am going to pull out the poinsettia dies. If you've been watching the last couple of videos, on Tuesday, Linda and I did the Stamp and Scoop show on the poinsettia place suite, and we showed the poinsettia dies here and how to use them. And then last Friday, I also did a class on this. So you can go back and watch those 2 videos and see more of this poinsettia dies, but they go together and they make this beautiful poinsettia. I'm going to take the 2 leaves and cut out the 2 leaves with this emboss machine. And through the magic, while I have it out, actually I'm going to cut 2 of each. Through the magic of video, ta-da, they're all done. I got you covered. They're all ready for us. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring that back in. We can go ahead and do some assembly. You know what? You know that love we punched out in the beginning? Maybe we can use that one on this card so we don't have any waste there. All right. I used just jade for those leaf cuts. Hey, Maddie is asking about the stamping die cut machine. It's awesome. I have all the information on that. If you go to the resource page, there's a quick link to it. Just go down to the supplies and go boop. It's all right there. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I do. If you don't have a die cut machine, I do recommend it. If you have the old one and it still works, then go with it. There's no reason to buy a new one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this to our tag. I cut the tag from the from the kit, and these pieces are from the kit. But the Joy dies, the Joy die set, Stampin' Up! Sells, are in my online store. If you didn't have the kit or you ran out of these brass words, that would work awesome as a substitute. And you could pretty much go to town with any flowers, and you could, use those die cuts and just keep going forever and ever and ever, making these beautiful, beautiful ornaments. All right, so I'm just kind of rolling that underneath so that it doesn't show. If you have a fine tip glue pen, that would be a great use here. Sometimes I use snail and just poke out any of that adhesive show because we don't want it to show through, but for the purpose of the show, we're going to use that. Okay. Oh, it's a messy love today. This love needs some loving. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and take this banner behind it. Oops. Oh, it's a Seal Plus, but that's okay. It can be super strong. It's not hurting anything. And for our base piece here, I'm going to go ahead and take, these are super fun. Have you guys played with these? I know I used them on one of my projects a couple weeks ago too. They are the hoops, gold hoops. Yeah, we sell them. They're pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that right inside the circle here, just as a little something something. I use this hoop when I, if you guys were with me when I made the turkey card, the turducken. I turned the dove into a turkey. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of the seal adhesive. It kind of goes on there nice and, I mean, it's sticky. You can't tell that it's sticky, and it doesn't, like stand out. Like the adhesive doesn't stand out around it. So that just stuck that right to this piece right here. And then see how I had a little flat edge right there where I missed? I got the edge with the circle die. We're going to hide that underneath here. So let's go ahead and attach this with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Also, if you were squeaking as much as you could out of those card bases and you had a little bit of, like you didn't quite make it and you had one of those edgings, that's one way to squeak a little bit more out because you're hiding it anyway, so it doesn't show. All right, now this is going to attach to our brass piece here. Now what I did was, I got a little bit of that glue on here that I want to wipe off. So you see how there's the seams here where I attached the two together. So I actually took this, so it made it look like it was supposed to be like that. Totally up to you. And we'll just go ahead and attach that. There. And then we've got two flowers, and I didn't want all the extra. I just wanted the flower on here. So I went ahead and took the paper snips. And just cut all the extra off the flowers. We're going to use those dies we just cut from the poinsettia die behind there. There we go. So now we just have the flower and there's no edging around it. So let's go ahead and attach the leaves. I went ahead and pre-cut one for us just to save a little time. And we'll go ahead and take some dimension. I'm sorry, these are glue dots. Glue dots come in the kit. And we'll attach the two leaves together. You could also use seal for this if you wanted to. And then we'll attach them to the flowers. And one other thing I did on the flowers here is I trimmed, let's see, I'm going to do it here. Just not too much here, but just a little cut in between here. I'll show you why. Let's go ahead and stick these on. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the flower, and then some, like right there in that tiny little flower, I'll put some seal adhesive. I'll explain all. All right. So the reason why I'm putting dimensionals on the other side and seal on that one flower, although I think I just did it backwards, right? Yeah, I did. I did. It's actually seal on the bottom of the big flower that I want. Hurts nothing, but because I'm going to tuck this little flower underneath, and then we're going to have just a little bit of the big flower touching the circle, but then those dimensionals are going to hold the rest of that flower to our ornament, like so. Actually, the flower would be a good spot to hide the seams there too. So when you're making yours, just a tip. And here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to trim up right there so we have a little bit of trim there. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, I'm glad you love it. Thank you, Wanda says it's beautiful. Thank you. I do love it. I really do. So a little glue dot there. And then the same thing, a little bit of seal adhesive on the bottom of the flower, but then some dimensionals on the rest so that it sticks to the rosette. So this is going to tuck that bottom flower just a tiny, it just adds just a tiny little bit to the project. There we go. We're almost there. Now, I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this. Like I wanted to make ornaments out of it, but you can also use this and use it on banners to hang up. You could use, you know, like put sticks underneath it and put it in as a table, like a, if you're decorating tables for an event or something, it would look great there. So many different things, but we're going to make this one an ornament. And it appears that I have just thrown dimensionals on the floor. I'm good like that. I'm good for losing at least one thing while I'm sitting here crafting. So I'm taking, these are beaded pearls. So the beaded pearls were part of that poinsettia suite that the poinsettia dies are in. You can purchase them individually. I love these pearls. I've been using them on just about everything. So I just had to buy a couple more packages because I kept running out. But how beautiful is that? Just a perfect little center on those flowers. Now, the finishing touches we're going to be using. Now, this is Wonder of the Season ribbon. It comes in a combo pack. So when you order it, you actually get both of this green and you get the gold cord together. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut a piece to use for our, you know, to hang it on. because I'm using this as an ornament. So I don't know. I mean, you can do probably maybe a little more than 12 inches, whatever you feel like. And I'm just going to cut that off. We're going to take a hole punch and punch it where we want to hang it. And then we're going to run that through. The ribbon is the bomb, Donna. So agree. Now the length of the ribbon also might depend on where you're hanging your ornament. But you want to have enough so that, you know, like I tied a little knot in the top and a little bow here so that you had a little bit there to hang on your tree. Because sometimes those fir branches on the tree, the pine branches, but they can be thick sometimes. So make sure you leave enough for that. Next, I took this coveted, very coveted cherry cobbler twine and the gold cord that came in that kit. And again, probably about maybe a little less than 12 inches. You may not need the full 12 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little fun here. First thing I did was I took and I tied that around just once first to tie that together. So I've got them both together. I'm doing them both at the same time. Oops. Except that did not work. Of course it didn't. You know why it didn't? Because I'm live. Usually, you know, you make your mistakes. No one's around to see you. No one even knows their mistakes. But when you're live and you're trying to explain something at the same time and then you go and mess it up, yeah, everybody sees you. It's okay. I got thick skin. All right, so let's go ahead and try that again. We're just going to tie that once, tie them both through at the same time. So I've just got that, just like this. Okay, just line those up for now. We got our pretty green. Okay, now here's the finishing touch. Jingle bells, yes. Okay, so I took one of each color. We've got green, we've got red, and we've got gold, right? And it was perfect because they match exactly, right? They pretty much match the project exactly. So we'll thread those through. One gold, one green. Maybe I'll put the red up through on this side. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and I tied another knot before I tied the bow just to secure them. If you wanted to tie, just leave it in a knot, you can too if you're there. So we have jingle bells. And then just tie, you know, you can do a bow, you could leave it as a knot. That's totally, you know, your call. But then just a little bow there on the top ties that. And then, you know, if you want to tie your top here, or if you want to leave that open to tie it when you hang it, you can do that too. But we've got a little hanger there. And our ornament is complete. Right? I told you that was super easy. All it was just a little bit of scoring and then having some fun with the decorations. And again, the joy dies would make a great substitution here. We sell all the brass cardstock if you want to recreate these and don't have the kit, or you don't want to use all your kit for it. Any flower dies will do. The poinsettias in this poinsettia set would look awesome as well. I'll show you really quickly here. These are the other products. Oops, maybe. There we go. These are the other products that I used here on this particular thing, but I think you could, there are just so many options that you could use these, do with these rosettes. So many fun things. Oh, thanks for the heart, you guys. On Facebook, you can heart when you like something. I know on YouTube, they don't have the same thing, but I know you guys are thinking it, right? I love you guys. The heart fountain goes up. I love you guys so much. So these are the other things. You can purchase any of these in my online store, but that's what I used. And I'm going to give a quick shout out here because I forgot to tell you about this a little bit sooner, but I'm giving 2 of these Joy to the World kits away. One I will give away immediately following this class. If you drop a comment here in the on the video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, I'll draw a winner, and I will draw the second one on November 6th. I believe it's the 6th. Is 2 weeks from today, and that is a Friday as well. And I will draw the winners, and good luck to you all. I appreciate you all joining me today. If you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I love, love, love when you guys join me. It's so much more fun when I'm joining with when I'm crafting with friends. And I do classes twice a week. I will be off though a couple of weeks in November, but we're not there yet. I still got a couple of weeks more fun things to share with you guys before we get there. All right, so thanks so. Oh, I'm glad you guys love it. Thanks so much, and thanks for joining me today. And I will see you back here next Tuesday. Have a great weekend.